Welcome to today's Prey podcast.
Welcome to the jungle, bitch!
This is part of the show where we tell you all kinds of crazy shit. You just listen because you support your local podcast.
And we support you. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to 116 episodes. 116 episodes.
Have you ever done 116 of anything?
No.
Probably did, but
Nope.
of anything.
Nope. Literally only have ever done 116 podcasts.
But of anything else.
Nope. No, I'm telling you no.
Okay, 116 or more?
No, I've never done 116 of anything. I've never done
Not
116.
one other thing.
I've never done 116 reps of anything else aside from the podcast. That's why it's a big fucking deal.
Not like
You don't seem to fucking care.
breaths.
Oh. How about 33?
33 breaths.
Yes.
Have you ever seen 116 breasts?
Only 112. I'm saving. I
Saving what? Like in your piggyback?
I don't want to see another breast, man. Breasts are yucky. Like what do you like, a beta male? Like, you like breasts? Like what? Like,
Yeah, I'm
I'm a white guy spitting on a podcast. You know, I'm alpha male shit. You know, it's like, like breasts are just like, alpha shit. You don't need them.
No, man. Breasts? Beta shit. You know what's alpha shit?
What?
Comparing dicks.
Yeah. Here's the
Not
best.
sizes, just circumference, and also if they're pretty.
Do you know how to tell?
You think you have a pretty dick?
Yeah.
I beg to differ, dude.
You know how you tell if,
I've seen your wiener.
okay, describe it. You describe my wiener, I'll describe your wiener.
So your wiener has like a smooth top to it.
What do you mean top?
The top. The top.
What do you mean
Like if
top?
it's sticking out, the top of it's smooth. But the bottom of it is like a stegosaurus's back.
You mean like,
And it has a piranha urethra mouth. Like a piranha, like where it's like this. Your urethra is up and down instead of like side to side. It's not like slit open like this. It's slit open like this, like an eyeball.
You're
and
describing
it's like
my,
this.
You're describing my penis like it's a canoe in the ocean and there's like barnacles on their bottom.
Yeah, that's another good way of describing it. It looks like it has barnacles, and then the mouth of it has little teeth like this. And the head of it is, you would think it's like a mushroom, but it's really like a crow's nest of a ship. And there's a little man in there that says, "Damn ho." Instead of land ho, and like while you're getting closer to the clitoris, it goes, "Damn ho."
Do you want me to describe your penis now?
I guess.
Okay, this is Poppy's penis. It's basically the opposite of mine. It's normal size.
Wee whittle.
It's normal sized.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie about it. Man has a normal sized cock. But the thing is, he described mine as having a crow's nest and barnacles and
Piranha mouth.
and a piranha mouth.
And smooth on top.
Poppy's is smooth all over. It's too smooth. It looks like when SpongeBob and Squidward go to the future, and it's so polished. It's got like a mirror finish of skin tone. It doesn't. There's no base, shaft, head. It's just all a tube. It's like a plastic dildo, but it's so smooth that like if you try to grab it or put it in something, it slips in too easy no matter what. Even if the person isn't even turned on, it just slips in.
Your dick kind of reminds me of that episode as well, but just the alone.
What is
Your
it?
dick is alone.
Dude.
Man, I wish my dick had some friends.
Alone. I forgot about that. You just literally unlocked a memory for me. I forgot about that entirely.
Alone. I have a dick, but it's alone.
Man. Okay.
How to manipulate anyone.
We're on the podcast talking about dicks again, dude. We need to stop. All right, dick talk for the day.
What are you talking about?
Hey, put your beer down. Put it between your thighs for a minute.
Whoa. Okay.
How to manipulate anyone.
Done.
All right, get the dick talk. Crumble it up in a ball. Do it. Do the physical motion. Get the dick talk.
It's kind of like if I was grabbing a dude's nutsack, though.
Hold it like a softball, like a girl would hold a softball. Girls don't hold softballs like that. Hold it. Okay. Hold it like a girl in college would, a professional softball player would hold a softball. Now throw it. Now throw it away.
That's what a softball player would
just
do.
Throw the softball dick
Aren't they
away.
all lesbians?
They're not.
Some are.
Some are, yeah. Some football players are lesbians. It's true.
Okay. I'll run with it.
All right, throw it away. You didn't throw it away. You kept it in your hand. We're done talking about dicks for the day.
Here it is, dude. Here it is. Here's my dick crumble.
You my best friend.
Okay. Is there anything that you wanted to discuss for the day? Because I know you got all kinds of crazy shit up in that wild brain.
What? I mean, tell me something you've thought of today that was like, oh man, my mind has been blown.
Okay, I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm going to change some names because it's definitely outing people. Well, I guess.
Is it a juicy secret?
Well, I don't know.
Is it kind of a juicy
I
secret?
don't care to out the person.
Is it a juicy secret?
Okay. A friend of mine, when he was in school,
Tony.
teacher showed them nude Polaroids of another student, and he was kind of feeling conflicted about it today because he never told anybody, but the teacher was definitely having a relationship with another student. Yeah, isn't that fucking crazy?
So
An adult teacher
okay,
was bragging to a student,
which
my
is
friend,
the person you know.
yeah, about having Polaroids, and showed them Polaroids of an older student of them being nude, and was like bragging about it, like, yo, I banged this student. I'm a teacher and I banged this student.
How old was the teacher at the time?
I think 17. I don't know. Fucking a teacher. I don't know. Graduated college, probably ages 22 and up.
That's fucked up, dude.
Isn't
If
it
the
crazy?
teacher would have been like 15, I could totally see that.
I told him that I was like, dude, he probably like, and he goes, yeah, and it's crazy. Like, I passed every class of that teacher with like B's forever. I didn't have to do anything. That class just passed with B's. I was like, dude, probably because the teacher was probably like drunk or like fucked up on something and accidentally showed you about his criminal activity and was like, fuck, I better pass this kid or he could tell everybody that I'm a
Pedophile.
banging a student, an underage person.
Pedophile.
Yeah, pedo.
Would you happen to know the teacher?
I don't know the teacher.
Oh, okay. This is not like from around here.
No. From shitty part of West Virginia. If you can believe it.
Yeah. I wish there weren't shitty parts of West Virginia, but
Well,
everywhere but Morgantown is kind of shitty.
You know what's funny though? He told me that he remembers his I don't know, like whenever he was a kid and was shown that, he remembers thinking that was cool. Like, whoa, me and the teacher. Whoa, teacher's banging this student who's only a couple years old. Like, that's crazy. That's cool. Like, that guy's the man. But he grew up, and has a family and is like, holy shit, I didn't realize how really fucked up that is.
That's, you know what? I think that's crazy. I'm pretty sure I don't care how old I am. I could be in the womb.
Yeah.
And if some teacher put his hand in my mother's vaginal canal, showed me a Polaroid of an underage girl and said, hey, I'm teaching this girl this. Isn't this cool?
Yeah.
I'm not just teaching her physics.
I'm teaching her
how not to have an orgasm.
biology. It's pretty fucked up.
I'm teaching her about the male body.
But,
I'd be like, glub, glub, that's fucked up.
well,
Because when you're in when you're a fetus and you're in a womb, or
okay. What happens?
you say glub glub, and
Like a
that
fish.
it's like glub glub, ooh, or
Yeah.
glub
But isn't
glub.
that-
What the fuck?
Isn't that a little nutty?
Yeah. So
That's the crazy.
I think that's hilarious that he's like, oh, as I got older, that got more fucked up as I got older. I would have been like, in our high school, there were guys that taught that were weirdos, and I was a freshman in high school thinking, yeah, any teacher that would do that is fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just funny that he's just
the
he's
thing
just
is, when you're
wow.
young, but when you're young, you're impressionable. If a teacher's cool and actually being cool, you might not realize how fucked up it actually is. But
I don't know. I think it hit my line pretty far.
it would be like
Like, you know
I'm-
what
I'm
I
not
would think is
defending-
cool? You know what I would think is cool?
what?
Like if he showed me a Polaroid of a still shot of him doing a kickflip. That would be like, holy shit,
Well,
this guy's awesome.
Anybody who could do a kickflip
And
is
so,
cool.
okay, here's how I would think him. Here's how I would be tricked via Polaroid. Here's how I would be tricked into thinking him banging a student would be cool.
Yeah.
This is how I would get tricked. He's like, hey, man, check this out. This is a Polaroid of the Sistine Chapel. I'm like, oh, that's okay. And then he's like, here's a Polaroid of me and my friends at 123 Pleasant Street with Acacia Strain. I was like, oh, that's cool, too.
Yeah.
And then he shows me another one. He's like, this is me and my ex-girlfriend. She's above age, and she's clothed.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see a little bit of boob action, like a little bit of, like, cleavage action. Isn't that cool? I'm like, yeah, like cleavage.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that cleavage is kind of like the butt of the chest. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this is me on a Razor scooter that I stole. And I'll be like, huh, that's pretty funny. He's like, this is me.
How many
At a
Polaroids this
strip
guy
club.
got? I'm lost.
Well, we're doing a whole thing.
Okay.
And he's like showing me a lot of Polaroids.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is me at a strip club. I took a picture at a strip club. Isn't that crazy? I was like, oh man, like, is that a boob back there? Like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, horny brain starting. Horny brain starting.
horny.
He's like, yeah. And actually that girl goes to the school. I was like, what? He's like, this is a picture of her. I'm like, oh, that's her clothes. He's like, oh yeah, but here's her without clothes. I'm like, whoa, man, that's so cool. I've always wondered what that girl looked like without a polo shirt on and a jean skirt.
Yeah.
And then I'd grow up and go, wait a second. He stole a scooter from someone? And that guy has also been to the Sistine Chapel and a strip club? That guy was living. Oh, wait. He was banging a student in a strip club. That's weird.
Yeah.
Then I would learn that. But that's how I would have to get tricked.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Like, I would think it's cool because he, like, lured me in.
yeah, he got
his
you with all
life.
the other cool shit.
Yeah, he's like, wow, like
Well,
you
I
have
don't-
really traveled the world.
the-
This is crazy.
well,
When
the-
you lead with the naked teen, it never gets anybody.
So, dude, that's the only part of the story I heard. He might have done some cool shit to gain some respect from this person, and then hit him with, "Hey, this is a nude student."
Yeah, like maybe he was out. Maybe they're outside, right? And the teacher was like, just like maybe it was like a city school, you know, like in the inner city, and he pulls up on his skateboard, and the guy goes, "Hey, man, do a kickflip." And while he's riding by, does a kickflip, lands in a manual, and pulls out a Polaroid of a naked student as he goes by him.
Yeah.
He's like, "That was so cool! I can't believe he did
Well,
that."
the thing is, exactly, you don't know. You just don't know.
And then like later on, you're like, wait, that picture was of a naked teen? That's crazy.
Yeah. Then you know it's bad.
Yeah, he could have just left out. Obviously, it was cool because he did a kickflip with a manual at the end.
He said what he should have done was, not.
Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area. Tell an adult.
He said he should have not said anything. Like, because, he's a student. He didn't say anything his whole life.
Yeah.
He said, dang, I should have really cashed out. I should have blackmailed the guy. I should have definitely been like, give me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Or you're going to go to jail forever.
Here, you be the pedophile teacher real quick, and I want to be him.
Hey, man. Check out these nude Polaroids I got of an underage person. No. Hey,
Person.
student.
No.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up, man?
Look at these Polaroids I got of a nude person.
Here, hold on. Let me finish my biology.
No. Stop. Look at these Polaroids. I got 2 of them.
Oh.
One's of my cat. One's of a boob. Look at the boob one.
How old is that boob?
Oh. No. You don't ask that question.
Well, how old is the boob?
You don't ask that question.
I know you want to tell me.
16.
Oh, man, I'm younger than that. That's cool.
Whoa, you think I'm cool, man? You think I'm a cool guy now? Oh, man.
What is this teacher? What is this thing?
I'm just being what I think a pedophile would sound like.
What are you, an evil Disney character? What are you, that
I'm just
evil?
trying to be what I think like a creepy teacher pedo would sound like. I don't know.
You sound like you look like the evil guy from Aladdin.
I am just being a guy. American guy, glasses, talks like this.
American? That was American?
And when he ends a word in N, he's like, nah. Okay.
Like he's teasing you. No.
Okay. Hey, all right, I'm going to be the student. You be
I didn't even get to be the student that time.
Okay, I'm going to be the student. You just be the pedo teacher.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Stedman.
Hey, what's up?
I have a question with problem 24.
Oh, you know who isn't 24? This boob. Anyways.
You just sounded like you, though.
Yeah. And then you're like,
How do I know you're not?
the answer to 24 is 16, just like this boob.
You're good at that, dude. You're actually too good at that. Are you?
16 quarts of cum
Holy shit.
is what I emptied into that boob.
I have a question, though. You sound too good at that. Have you practiced for this role before?
No, but I did tell a young man today to get the fuck out. So I did practice telling a young person that's under 18 to do something.
Okay, pause real quick. Let's put the segment right here. It's time for the part of the show where we do a little improv freestyle rapping. Poppy, give us a prompt.
Tell me when.
When? Go on with it.
I hit it one more time. Kind of like when you flip a coin and then you flip it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You flip the coin, catch it, and flip it over. So we have the random phase generator is a lemon.
A lemon.
Like usually a vehicle, but it could be anything. Something that's defective. A lemon.
Okay. That's cool with me. Let's do it.
When I looked over, yeah, I saw a peach. And I went to the bowling alley and I said, you're neat. And I took you home and I want a bone. But I see a lemon underneath that thong. Oh God, it's so sour, it's so icky, I don't like. Holy shit, I saw you in your Nikes. I saw you in them shoes, them old forces were so cool. But when you took them pants off, it was bad nude. It's a lemon. Bad lemon.
It's a lemon.
It's It's so sour. It's so icky. It's so
When I saw you across the room, all I could think about was getting that kiwi and making that motherfucking sour out. All I could think about is getting inside. All I could think about is getting open and ripping it wide. Thinking about those melons and thinking about those thighs. All I wanted to go home and ride you all night long. But you ain't never getting my banana. Guess what? I think you never see me mañana. You a fucking lemon. I don't wanna get with you. Yuck. I think you're disgusting. And I think you're poo poo. I do not even like you. Never even thought. Bitch, you a thought. That is what I thought. You a lemon. You a lemon. Icky yuck. You a lemon. You a lemon. Icky yuck. You a lemon. You a lemon. Icky yuck. Icky yuck. Icky yuck. Yuck.
Peel back my nanner. You know that I got bad manners. And I start to commit damage. And that booty I can't manage. Cause when I peel the pants back, it is stinky. And it looks like it got smacked around its pinky. Pinky in the brain, that's what I saw. Cause my ball sack ripped off your pants and your bra. It was icky, y'all. It was icky, y'all. Have you seen the skin on a lemon?
It's icky, yeah.
It's icky, y'all. Got lots of pores. It's icky, y'all.
It's icky, yeah.
It's so sour.
I do not like lemon in my penis.
So sour.
Wow, that was a fun segment. Now back to you
Reality.
telling
Well,
a 16-year-old to do something.
Maybe 14. I had 3 teenage boys walk in and say hi to Randy today, and they were kind of acting like hoodlums. And so they came in and they're like, hey, you remember me? Didn't even know Randy's name. Like, they said, hey, you remember me? And Randy's like, yeah, man, what's going on? And they kind of crowded him, like got pushed the distance and like got really close to him. And then Randy was like trying to dap him up, like saying like, hey man, you're like a cool little kid. What's up, little man? And like, he didn't really, they were just like trying to be in his space. And then they started to move back away and they're kind of being weird. And like, hey man, how long of a wait till I can get my head buzzed like his? And he's like, oh, Saturday. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, yes, I'm booked till Saturday. Yeah, this isn't like downtown where I used to be, man. He's like, what kind of fucking place is this? You can't get a haircut? And he's like, yeah, it's an appointment only. It's like, higher end place. He's like, yeah, I fucking hate this place. And so
Kid said that?
Yeah. And then the kids walk over and they go, hey, these free? And they look at the fridge. There's like beer at the bottom and sodas at the top. Like, these free? And Randy's like, what? And the one kid goes, these on the free ski? He's like, what? He's like, these on the free ski? And we're both like, what? He goes, these on the free ski?
These on the free ski?
While the guy behind him is grabbing a soda out of it. And the other one's going, these on the free ski?
These on the free ski?
Yeah. And we were like, what are you saying? And then finally we figured out what he was saying. And I looked at him, I said, no. And so he's like, oh. And then he starts to walk back. And the other kid, I said, yeah, you got to put it back. And they start walking back. And then they see the mints over here. They're like, oh, man, we have some of these. Thanks, man. I appreciate you letting us have these. He picks up a whole bin of mints and just starts shoving them in their pockets. Just shoving mints in their pockets. Just a bunch of mints. Just like 50 mints. And I was like, okay, these guys are going to do this and like leave. So I'm like not worried about it. Just like do what I don't care. Like take
these little
I could
fuckers
care.
are taking mints on the free ski?
Yeah. But like we didn't know what they were even doing. Like we didn't even know what was happening. Like they just kind of like invaded our space and just were doing things. And we're like, and I was like, no, you can't have it for free. He's like, oh. And then that one kid put the soda back because he heard that and was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to get in trouble here. But they were still trying to push our buttons, right? And Randy's still like kind of like not understanding what's going on. And I'm starting to realize, oh, these guys are just being fuckers.
Yeah.
And so Randy doesn't understand what's happening. I see these kids just being assholes. Yeah. And then they start taking all the mints. And the one kid goes, he's like shoving them in his pockets. And he goes, oops, they're falling out of my pockets because my pockets are so full of mints.
He sounds
I was like
oddly like he's auditioning for a porno.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I looked at him, and as soon as he did that, I realized that they were just trying to fuck with us instead of just being, they're not stupid. Now they're not stupid. They're just fucking with us. Right. So I look at the kid and I go, get the fuck out. He's like, I was like, yeah, get the fuck out. And I just start walking towards him, and he just like takes the mints out of his pockets, throws them back in the bucket, and runs out, and like grabs his skateboard and runs out. But like,
did he kickflip as he was going away?
no, he wasn't that cool. He couldn't do shit. And I was just like,
It's a shame.
these kids just saw Randy in the window, ran in, like, they just wanted to, they were bored to do something. They're like, hey, can we take this? Hey, can we take this? Hey, we're going to take this, okay? And I was like, get the fuck out. And they're like, and you could tell, like, the fear hit him. He was like, oh, okay. Just ran out.
Dude.
So, yeah, I've had practice telling little kids, I guess.
Yeah.
They were just like little fuckers. And then Randy was like upset because he like didn't take control of like the person he knew. I said, dude, they were here for probably a literal total of 45 seconds entirely. They didn't like give you a chance to assess what they wanted.
Yeah.
They just kind of like did things. And he was like kind of embarrassed that he like didn't like take control. But I was like, dude, so, like in public spaces like this, they would have done that in any setting.
Yeah.
They would have just like walked in. They're like, oh, is this a gym? Oh, we're just going to walk in the gym then.
Yeah.
You know, oh, this is this. Oh, we're just going to, oh, can we take this? Okay, I'm going to take it. And they were just trying to like impress each other with how bad they could be. And I remember it reminded me of this time when I was at the other shop where I started, and there was a kid that walked in holding a corded Sawzall. And I was like, that's a weird thing to carry around, a corded Sawzall, like not a battery operated one, when
Yeah.
you have to plug in, which I didn't even know like existed.
That's what I have.
Well, there you go.
You know how many times I've used it?
0 times. One time because it was right next to an outlet. It was you plugged it in, sawed around the outlet to pull it out.
I used it to cut a piece of wood that held up my mailbox, but that's boring. I don't care to talk about that anyway.
But your mailbox was an incredible part of the podcast probably 20 episodes ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. 20 episodes.
It's like made of steel. It's crazy. It's 2 inches bigger than any other
It's
mailbox
so big
in the
that it
neighborhood.
sagged down the rest of the mailbox post.
You're that guy, huh?
I brought the ship down.
You're the
Yeah.
bad mailbox guy. Anyways, so it reminded me of this guy. He came in. He's like, hey, man, can I use your bathroom? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, man, I really got to go. I really got to pee, man. I was like, pee yourself. He goes, what? I'm like,
Pee yourself.
be yourself. Do it. Prove. But like, I didn't say it, but then he just walked out. But my first thought was that where I was getting at was, oh, you got to pee so bad? Pee yourself in front of me and prove it.
Nice.
And so
That's
then
control.
he goes back out. He goes back outside and he sits on him and his little fuckhead friend they're like dirtiest kids you ever saw. Like
Just pissing themselves.
just dirtiest kids.
not pissing themselves.
Not
Just-
pissing themselves. They didn't need to piss. Sitting on a
Pussies.
bench. And they plugged the Sawzall into the wall. Like outside the outside outlet. And I could like hear him do it. You know, like you can hear when someone messes with it. I was like, huh, I'm going to go out there and see what they're doing. So I step away from my client, go outside and said, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're waiting for a ride. I was like, why you got that plugged in? Oh, we're charging it. It's like, you're charging a corded Sawzall? They said, yeah, it's not charged, so we got to plug it in. I was like, realize it only works when you plug it in because it's not battery operated.
Yeah. That's not
So
how
like,
it works.
And they went, oh man, you're stupid, man. They like start pushing each other. Like, man, you're stupid. You thought it was battery operated. You thought you had to charge it. Oh no, you thought you had to charge
Were
it.
they just being like trying to like just cover for themselves?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I was like, well, fucking leave then, dude. It's so awkward. The reason dirty kids are like hard to deal with is because they don't have like a goal. You know, like kids don't like have like a goal of what their day is to do, right? They're just doing things. So they'll just like make you feel awkward, and then like their whole goal is to make you feel stupid. Like the guy that goes, "Hey, these on the free ski?" No one's ever said that, ever. No one has ever said on the free ski. It doesn't even sound good together. Free ski? It doesn't. No one knows what you're saying.
Yeah, on the free ski, actually, it sounds like, are you going down the mountain on the skis that you bought or on the free skis? Like the ones that are kind of shitty, but you're
Right.
going to use them anyway because you're not going to not ski.
Right. It's like, are those on the free skis? Oh, no, these are on the ones I rented. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't want to ride the free skis.
No, because they don't have wax on them and the edges aren't sharpened.
Also, they give you blister on your
on your bonos. But so he was like, that's like their whole goal is like, we're gonna do some weird stuff, see what we can get away with. It's not gonna be really bad stuff, but it's just like, it's not anything that anyone cares about.
yeah.
It's just to see what someone will put up with, and then try to make you feel dumb. That's like that's like those kids' both stories. That's their whole goal. Hey, can I use your bathroom? He's gonna be like, I'm gonna go in there and I'm just gonna plug this thing in and just like pretend I'm gonna run it. You know, that's like what his goal was. Is like, I'm just gonna like pretend to run this thing and see what they do. It's like, oh man, imagine if this guy thinks that like I plug it in and run it. He's gonna think that my wiener sounds like a sawzall. Like, isn't that crazy? He's gonna think it sounds like a sawzall.
That's what goes through the mind of a 15-year-old boy.
That's what goes through my mind.
And you heard,
I was like, what?
like, oh, that little kid's wiener sounds like that? Holy
Dang.
shit.
I'm glad I'll never see it.
You know what's cool? Whenever you get to, I don't know, like this is a new business, right? So like you're dealing with the first year to 5 years, 1 to 5 years of people coming in and be like, what? This isn't the business it was before. For the next 5 years, you're going to have people doing that. And you're also going to have little shits like those kids come in and fuck with you and be like, because they don't know they can't yet.
Mm-hmm.
See, with our shop like being where it's at for the past 8 or 9 years, we're cooling, dude.
Yeah.
We literally I deal with my client, Paul deals with his client, Brandon has to deal with walk-ins, but it's to the point now where it's like we don't have to deal with no shit.
Yeah.
The only shit we have to deal with is a person who comes up with an appointment who brings 20 kids.
Yeah.
And that's annoying, but they're in and out like sauerkraut. So, but you being a new business here, you got to deal with whatever other businesses had to do in the past, getting like their weirdos in. You're going to deal with their weirdos, and they're going to poke you, and they're going to see where the boundaries are.
Yeah. We had another guy today call. He said, hey, I saw there's this flyer here at Sheets. Do you guys have any, I saw the number on Sheets and I just called it. You guys are right up the street here. Do you guys, you have any openings today? I said, no, you have to go to the everymansbarbershop.com and you have to pick the barber that you would like to have, and then you book with them accordingly. And he goes, okay, well, how about I just come in tomorrow at 10 o'clock? How about I come in on Friday at 10? Is that cool? I'm like, nope, it's not cool. One, we're not even open at 10 o'clock. So yeah, you could totally show up, but we were not here. And then I just told you how to do it. We do everything by a booking system. So you have to book yourself an appointment. He goes, oh, okay. What is that website again? I said, everymansbarbershop.com. And he clicks on something. He goes, well, all I see here is a Facebook and Twitter. was like, sir, I don't have a Twitter. So you didn't look it up.
You're making it up.
And
can't
he's
just
like,
say something
he's like,
has a Twitter.
and he goes, oh, you mean the www dot? I was like,
That's a website.
the website, yeah. He goes, okay. And hangs up. Calls back. Randy answers. He goes, hey, this is Jesse. He's like, who? It's like, Jesse, I just called. Okay. Hey, it doesn't show any appointments available right now. He says, because there isn't any. He goes, well, I tried to book for Friday, and there weren't any appointments. Because there aren't any, apparently.
Yeah.
How do I book without put my card in? You don't. He's like, all these things. He goes, that's the point. He goes, well, how about I'm going to give you my number, and then whenever someone cancels, you call me, and I'll be there.
Dude, this
And I
is so
said,
funny.
and I could hear it. And Randy goes, that's not how it works. That's why we have the booking system. So we don't have to call our clients when to come in. And the guy hung up. It's like, hey man, you know I want to come in. How about at your convenience, you call me and tell me when to come in? That is so back asswards.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? Like that, and I told Randy, I said, you know who put that freaking flyer there? Our boy Josh put it in his sheets, and I'm sure he meant a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of people in there that just saw it for a second. I was like, oh, okay, and then looked online. But you know who else hangs out at Sheets? Homeless people. And you just had a homeless guy just fuck with you for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with these people? That was like all day today. We had just like crazy shit. It was a good day, but we just had like weirdos.
Yeah. Well, what's cool about like the age that we're entering right now is, maybe 10 to 15 to even 20 years ago, you had people who were like, when you were a barber, and I can't speak for a barber, so I don't really know about that. But in tattoo world, you had things like cancellation lists. And if this person doesn't show up, you call this person.
Mm-hmm.
And if something opens up on this date, you had somebody, if somebody would say something like that, hey, well, if this doesn't work out Friday, you call me and I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because there wasn't abundance of people acquiring your business and giving you money.
Yep.
So whenever you had a cancellation or you needed to fill a spot, you would call a random dude, be like, hey, I got time for you.
Yep.
Can you please come in and give me your money?
Yeah.
But the cool age we're living in now, literally, just kind of have arrived in this age in the past 5 to 10 years is just like, hey, it's automated. People want to show up and give you their money versus like people are wanting to book and make you busy versus like you having to like really scrounge for your money and take whatever you can get. Now at least me and you have both arrived in this time where we're both doing well enough to where we don't have to really scrounge for
I
it.
tell
which
people,
which is nice.
I tell people all the time, where my bar is for what my customer has to be able to do. They don't have to be able to do anything. They don't have to be able to stand up. They don't have to be able to breathe on their own. They don't have to be able to graduate high school. All they have to do is be able to use the internet. And if you cannot use the internet or know someone who can for you, which everyone does, everyone either knows someone or is someone that can use the internet. If you do not have that, you are not allowed to sit in my chair because you have to use the internet to do it. Yep. And there are people that use the internet every single day and book their doctor's appointments and do all these things, and then they still text me and say, "Hey, can you book this for me?" And I say, all I do is I just send them a fucking link, and I don't say anything.
Yeah,
because not my problem.
Yeah,
I have an automated wait list.
Yeah.
On my site, it is a wait list. You click on it. You say you're looking for from this time to this time from this date to this date. Anyone who cancels will send you a text and they can book it. It's automated. So that's exactly what he's looking for. If he would have just looked and saw it,
Yeah.
he could have made his own thing. But he went, he probably didn't even hit on the book button for haircut and even look at the dates.
Yeah.
He just saw the prices and went, what about, why don't I just come in then?
Coming in. What am I just
What-
coming in?
why don't I just come in?
in?
Why don't I just come in right now?
Yeah. Well, it's good about it because it's your business, buddy. You know, you have tiny hoops to jump through to get your hair cut by you.
Mm-hmm.
The only hoop is you have to be able to use the internet. That's a little hoop for somebody to jump through.
Done.
It's a little hoop. But guess what? It's your hoop.
Mm-hmm.
It's your hoop. If you want to get your hair cut by Poppy, you got to jump through Poppy's hoop. And
Yep.
it's a little hoop. People get funky with me because when I book for my tattoo appointments, I book a couple times a year and it's just like one date. You send me an email at noon and I book whatever projects are cool.
Yeah.
So like when I meet people who can't mark their calendar for that date or can't set an alarm and they're like, well, I forgot. It was like, I don't know, like I didn't want to wait on October 29th at 12 o'clock a.m. to send you this. It's just like a complicated thing. It's like, it's not, it's just a date.
Mm-hmm.
You just set an alert for that date. You just send an email that day.
Yeah. You know, it's also
It's
interesting.
a hoop.
You
but it's a
can
hoop.
write out an email. I'm almost positive of this. You
Yeah.
can write out an email.
I already know what you're going to say.
Then-
You can
Instead of send it, you can
schedule it.
schedule to send it at 12 a.m. and 30 seconds.
Yep.
And it could be there for 2 years and it'll still send. It'll still do it. You don't have to touch that email for 2 years. You can make an email and then send that one thing and it'll still happen.
There's hoops to jump through, but there are hoops.
Yeah.
Pop a little pussy, shut your mouth, don't
It
sass
is
me.
really silly how, I mean, these guys are struggling with it more than I am because I already got rid of the dummies. But like these guys ask me all the time, it's like, should I charge him? And I'm like, well, did he show up? I say, no, but he texted me like 10 minutes before and said this, and this. And I'm like, what's his name? And they go, oh, this. And I go, well, he did it to me. And he knows that you get charged when you miss. So it's no different. So I don't care what service he
No, dude,
asked
I
for.
agree with that.
I don't care if it was a $3,000 service that lasted 30 minutes. He didn't show up. Didn't show up. Charge his ass.
Yeah, that's
That'll show
$3,000.
him.
That's $3,000 you could have made.
Because here's the thing. He'll say, hey, I can come next week though. Can I just come in next week? And he'll go, okay, like I'll let you slip this time. And then you know what he does? He doesn't book. And he missed, didn't pay you, and then he doesn't book again. So you didn't get the customer anyways. You never got any of your money that you were promised to begin with.
Yep.
Because people will just go, I've had so many people, first-time customers, they've never booked before. They book, and then they just don't show up, and I try to charge them, or their card doesn't work, or whatever, and I send them a text with my Venmo and say, if you ever want to come here, you have to send me money.
Yeah.
And then they never do it. They never answer. They never reply, and they go on with their lives. They're totally fine. No skin off their back, and then you doing what was owed to you scared them away from your business, and that is totally fine because they weren't going to give you shit anyways.
Yep.
You're just getting rid of all the pests.
Yep.
There's people that are so either uppity, they think everything's owed to them. They're super entitled. They just think, oh, well, I didn't show up this time, but it's because I had this going on. It's like, psh, I had you going on. You didn't show up, bitch.
Yeah. I hate to be a white guy spitting on a podcast right now, but you're absolutely right. Because here's another thing about that. You know how whenever somebody is in a relationship and it doesn't work out, and then people say, hey, there's a million fish in the sea. There's like 8 billion people on the earth right now. So like if you lose one client, it's the same exact thing. It's like, guess what? That person who doesn't give you money for your service, there's 8 billion people in the world. There's some people who are going to want your service.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you let somebody go, guess what? Your business isn't destroyed by one person, because there's going to be another person who's going to be able to like your business and want to give you money and want to support you. So
Yeah.
and you can't be afraid to charge people whenever they screw you, because when they screw you, if you don't charge them, you're just letting somebody get away with a bad deed.
You know what else is like, let's say someone multiple times doesn't show up and you're trying to explain to them like, this is not okay. Let's say they make it up to a couple times, but they're always missing appointments. That person is not spreading the word for you. They're not, that person that misses appointments all the time. They are not going, hey, you know who I go to all the time? He's always he's always hooking me up, blah, blah, blah. Those clients just don't do that, because they're not thinking of, oh, I'm going to spread the word about this cool guy. They're thinking about themselves.
Yep.
And they're spreading the word about themselves.
Yep.
And so who you want is a guy that sits in your chair, that spreads the word about you, who is a fan of you. You don't want just a client that just like says, oh, blah, whatever. You literally want a fan of you to show up, and then when they leave, they're like, check this out. Look how cool this was. Like, look how cool this is. Like, he just went to a fucking concert. Like, look how cool this is.
Well,
I went to this concert.
I think
you
what
want
you're-
fans.
I think what
for
you're
you.
saying is like, you want somebody to have like, you want them to brag about their experience with that.
Well, yeah, you want a fan. You want someone who says, I go there because he's awesome. It doesn't have to be him fanboying you or like freaking blowing you or whatever. It can just be it. You could. But if he wants. But
Give me all the guys that blow me.
yeah, I'll take all the clients that want to blow me, please, to go. Um,
I'll take 5 blowjobs and 5 more blowjobs.
I would like all my men clients to turn into women and blow me. Thanks.
I'm
Not really.
I'm out of that one.
I only like woman. So yeah, but you want when you're doing a business like this, you want a fan. Like, yeah, obviously he's your client and you're just buds, but like your friends are your fans. It's the same thing.
I'm a fan of you, bro.
Yeah, I'm a fan of you.
I'm a fan of who else are you a fan of? I'm a fan of Cyrus.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's a freaking doctor, and I still tell people. That's literally a thing. It's like, hey man, this guy, all he does is
It's doctor people.
says, yep, lungs sound good. Here's your medication that you need. And I go, thank you. And then someone goes, who's your PCP? And I go, Cyrus Hajron. He's the nicest man on earth. And they go, oh, I'm going to go to him. A bunch of my clients used to go to him until he moved.
Yeah. Did you see where his brother just did the first some kind of kidney situation? He did the first operation ever at Ruby.
Oh, yeah.
Not kidney operation. Some kind of specific kidney situation.
Well, yeah, it's something I'm sure it's very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did the first one ever.
Yeah, it's like,
The Hajron's killing the game right now.
I know.
Pop a little pussy, shut your mouth, don't sass me.
But yeah, the guy that shows up is the guy who tells people. The guy who never shows up probably doesn't spread the word about you because he's also embarrassed he doesn't show up.
Yeah, because he's figuring out his own shit.
Yeah.
He's got his own problems. Like, I don't know if I love myself.
Or my girlfriend doesn't love myself either.
Yeah.
Or my girlfriend says I have a little wiener that can't even please her.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. It's true.
And I ain't never did this before, no.
Do you have any announcements for the podcast for the day?
Well, I think there's a few here. If you're an underage person, when I say underage, under 18,
Yeah. if you're-
one, do not give nudes to anyone
don't
at
give
all.
Polaroid nudes to your teachers.
Or at all. I was just covering all bases there.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're also a young person, if you come into a barbershop, try to steal sodas and mints just because you're most likely going to go to prison and hell.
You're a fucker.
Yeah. I know who you are now, and you're going to hell, and your parents will probably beat you on the way there. And just assuming.
On your way to hell.
And also, make time for the people that make time for you.
Great.
The end.
The end. Give us a follow on Instagram, Today's Pray. Give us a follow on TikTok, Today's Pray Podcast. Give us a click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We will see everybody next week. Today's Pray Podcast, motherfuckers. See ya. And wow. Blah, 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 blah.